If you're a filmmaker trying to step up your game, choosing the right camera can feel like a headache. You want that cinema look, pro-level features, and something that won't make your wallet cry. And that is exactly why I got the Sony FX30. And after using it for over a year and everything from documentaries to music videos and corporate gigs, I can confidently say this camera punches way above its price tag. But is this really the best budget cinema camera for serious filmmakers? Let's break it down. I have been using the Sony FX30 for about a year and 5 months now, and since then I have shot documentaries, music videos, corporate films, weddings, and you name it. And I have used it in every condition you can think of: harsh sunlight, low light, events, and even unpredictable weather. Through it all, this camera has consistently delivered top quality results without any hiccup. But here is the thing: I have worked with other Sony cameras like the Sony A7 III, A7S III, FX3, and even the FX6, and yet I keep coming back to the Sony FX30. So what really makes this camera so special? The biggest reason I went with the Sony FX30 is value for money. I wanted a cinema style camera that could deliver high-end professional results without costing a fortune. I could have gone with the Sony FX3, but here's the thing: it is literally double the price. The FX3 cost over $3,800, while the FX30 is around $1,800. That means with the price of one FX3, I could buy two FX30 and still have money for accessories. And in terms of image quality, they are almost identical. The biggest difference is the Sony FX3 has a full frame sensor, while the FX30 has a Super 35 APS-C sensor. But honestly, unless you are working in an extreme low light condition or high-end production, you won't even notice the difference. This is why I think the Sony FX30 is perfect for beginner filmmakers. If you're a beginner filmmaker or videographer who is serious about taking your craft to the next level, this camera has everything you need, and here is why. The first is the cinematic image quality without the high price tag. The Sony FX30 shoots 4K 10-bit 422, which means amazing colors and flexible in post-production. The dynamic range is fantastic, giving you more details in shadows and highlights. It has Cine AI mode, which is usually found in high-end professional cinema cameras. This helps you control your exposure more effectively and get that true cinematic look. Number 2, perfect for run and gun filmmaking. The lightweight body makes it perfect for handheld shooting, gimbal, and fast-paced work. It has incredible autofocus with face eye tracking, so you don't have to struggle with manual focus all the time. It has built-in fan that ensures it doesn't overheat even during shoots in hot conditions. The third reason is the industry standard features without the cost. Dual-base ISO 800 and 2500 shoots great in both bright and low light conditions. You can record for hours without overheating. It has XLR audio inputs with undo attachments. If you are serious about documentary filmmaking or interviews, this is a huge plus. It grows with you as a filmmaker. The FX30 is not just a beginner camera, it's a long-term investment. If you learn to shoot on this, you can easily transition into using cinema cameras like the FX6 and the FX9 because the menu and settings are almost the same. Even if you upgrade cameras later, this is still a great B camera or second angle camera. The biggest argument people have is, should I get a full frame camera or stick with Super 35? Here is the truth. Full frame is great, but it is not necessarily for every filmmaker. In fact, most major films and Hollywood production were shot in Super 35mm for years before full frame became popular. The Sony FX30 gives you cinema quality images without forcing you to spend thousands of dollars more just to get a slightly shallower depth of field. And if you really want that full frame look, just pair your Sony FX30 with a fast prime lens like the Sigma 30mm f1.4 and you will almost get the same results. So, who should buy the Sony FX30 and who is this camera for? If you are a beginner filmmaker ready to take your work seriously, a videographer looking for a powerful upgrade without spending too much, or someone who wants professional level video quality without carrying heavy cinema cameras, then the Sony FX30 is 100% worth it. If you have a bigger budget and need slightly better low light performance, then sure, the Sony FX3 might be the better option. But for most filmmakers, the Sony FX30 is the best value for money cinema camera you can buy right now. So what do you think? Would you go for the Sony FX30 or save up for the Sony FX3? And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of my videos.